Hello. Today you'll be hearing from Group 6 on our choice for our NASA facility. My name is Dylan, and you will be hearing from Eric and Kelsey very shortly. Uh, my community was Roswell, and Roswell seems like it would be a really good fit for anything space related because of the 1940s space crash that took place. But over the past decade, it has had its issues financially and politically. So right now, Roswell would not be a good fit for a NASA facility, although it is moving in the right direction financially for infrastructure because it is doing well in the drilling aspect. So that's where most of their revenue does come from. But as time progresses and the country moves more towards alternative energy, I can see that hurting Roswell unless we make a drastic pivot soon. Um, and then just as far as being able to maintain the infrastructure that a NASA facility would require, right now Roswell is not in a good place where they'd be able to support such a large venture. So because of that, we would actually be Roswell would not be in the running for the facility. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Kelsey Fisher. We will now be moving on to our second-ranked community, Sidney, Nebraska. One disadvantage Sidney has is its location. It's not close to a metropolitan city, but within a realistic distance for engaging in economic activity. Even though the location isn't an ideal area for an urban community, this could be beneficial to a NASA facility that might not want to be next to a large metro area. In consideration to accessibility, Sydney has one of the most unique logistics systems in Midwest America, with 3 railroads and 4 major highways. Being located in the Midwest, the incoming and outgoing distribution of goods by these 2 major systems is extremely convenient. The rail system is also a significant advantage for industries in a high energy cost environment. Because these are all high-use roadways, the conditions are also very well maintained, and there are also a few small airports outside of the city. I think this is especially crucial when considering this facility in order to keep the location desolate and away from a densely populated area, yet it needs to be easily accessible for researchers and scientists to fly in and out if need be. Recently, the town's top employer, Cabela's, sold its business to rival sporting company Bass Pro Shops for $4 billion. The loss of thousands of jobs left Sydney a ghost town, and the economy has yet to fully recover. Sydney's housing market also shows the dramatic effect of Bass Pro's purchase has had. Loss of a big employer in a town like that has a much bigger impact than a loss of a headquarters to a large metro area. After evaluating this community and its viability as a home for the new NASA facility, there is one silver lining. The declining home prices could help sell the city to new potential employers. The homes could also be repurposed for other uses, such as businesses, or they could be demolished. With prices falling, it's a buyer's market. The city is also currently taking proactive measures, working hard to bring in other new employers to fill the void, making it prospective to newcomers in the future and easy for people to want to move there by increasing tourism to bring in more businesses. Sydney is basically paying NASA to be there. Also, Cabela's well-trained workforce has a lot of very talented people that are planning to stay there. Replacing the jobs that were lost would also be a huge beneficial economic impact in the community. It would be noticeable in that, along with the facility, 38% more opportunities would arise, bringing in further businesses and hence more jobs. This facility would push Sydney's economy to eventually rebound forward. Ultimately, if a rural city wants to grow, the people who live there have to invest in it. Hence, Sydney has a drive for a new business and a change in their community. NASA could be the answer to bring the economy back up. With or without NASA, Sydney has a forward route. In regards to population, logistical challenges are minimal. The public interest is definitely in this community as well. Overall, Sydney has many assets that are conducive to developing a new NASA facility. The community would indeed be able to easily support this facility and also help it facilitate further research. However, based on Sydney's current economic health status, demonstrates NASA might not be enough to keep it stable. Hence, this is the reasoning the community was ranked second.
Hey everyone, this is Eric Robles with Group 6. This is my segment of our video presentation on Little Rock, Arkansas. It ended up being our #1 ranked city as far as the city that would be hosting this NASA project for the microbe. We chose Little Rock as our #1 ranked city for a couple of reasons. One of the biggest reasons was the logistics there in Little Rock. Little Rock is home to one of Arkansas's largest logistics companies. The company's name is known as CalArc. It is one of the bigger logistics companies in the entire nation. One of the other logistics that was found to be very useful was the fact that two major interstates run right through Little Rock. The famous, obviously, Interstate 40, which runs almost throughout that part of that region of the country, as well as Interstate 30. The national airport that is based out of Little Rock there was also made it a very accommodating in case they are needing to transport items or transport other supplies from in and out of the community. So that was one of the biggest reasons that the bigger resources when it came to logistics that Little Rock had to offer that the other two cities just did not have to offer as well. The other thing is just the economical state of Little Rock. The fact that and that has to do in large part with just the population and the overall size of Little Rock as compared to the other two cities. I think that just played a big factor as far as the population. And Little Rock also just being a very diverse community and a very recreational community, I think that kind of somewhat plays a big factor because this NASA project basically is just another thing on the map for the city of Little Rock for them to have. That the other two cities, it might not have fared off as well, just as far as it being as something else that the community has to offer, I guess. The political outlook was also, I figured, to be very positive as well too. The political and their overall structure of their government there in Little Rock was very well put together and very well established. They've had a mayor in Little Rock that's been there for a pretty long tenure. So yeah, those were just some of the major reasons why Little Rock was chosen as our #1. And this project was very useful as far as trying to find ways of learning new means of research and learning a lot about the community itself. And I had the pleasure of researching a lot about Little Rock and figuring all the different things that it had to offer. And I really enjoyed doing this project with my other two fellow group members. So yeah, with that being said, thank you so much.